Welcome to Fridays on the Fly, a bonus episode for our diehard fans because they demand more, and we're going to deliver.
I'm Eric.
And I'm Ward. We are creative people with creative projects.
Let's just skip that part.
And we're going to talk about them. Let's talk about what we just finished. We've been working on a mold of a dagger.
Let's not say finished. I don't feel finished.
Progressed upon. So we just completed pouring a cast. We've been working on the mold of a dagger. We poured the cast just now with some resin. We're waiting for that to cure so we can demold it and see what happened. Funny thing, though, when we were pouring the second half of the mold, I forgot to spray the mold release. Silicone sticks to nothing other than silicone. So this awesome mold I'd made with registration keys and air channels and all these awesome things, had to cut the mold open. But we did, and it looked okay. So I think this dagger is going to turn out just fine. Could be better.
Let's back up for a minute. We forgot to spray the mold release.
Mm-hmm.
So we've cut it open today to take the dagger out, fill it with the resin. In between that, we decided that we were going to try to figure out the volume of the dagger by using water.
Yeah.
This took a little longer than I expected to take. It is 10:30 now, so it's taken about 2 hours to get to this point.
I didn't get here till 9.
Okay, so an hour and a half to get to this point of pouring the resin because we've spent so much time trying to find all the leaks of the water.
Well, part of that issue was that when I originally set up the first half, I'd done the air channels turn all the way to the top. Well, that's kind of hard to cut those in with a razor blade at this point, so I thought I'd just cut them out to the side. I just stick some duct tape on the side. I forgot that silicone does not stick to anything, not even duct tape.
How are you feeling about, because right now we're waiting. We've poured the resin. It's in the mold. What are your thoughts? What do you think's going to happen?
I'm pumped. I'm going to come out with an awesome looking dagger.
Because the end of this podcast, we're going to talk about what's going to come out of this cast.
I'm excited. It's going to come out great.
You don't think there's going to be any air gaps or anything like that?
I think any air bubbles are going to be minor. I think the part line is going to be ugly, but that's why they made sandpaper.
Right. Okay, my prediction.
Let's hear it.
My prediction is there's going to be a big piece missing. I don't know why. I just have the thought, like maybe on the handguard or something. One of those things is going to be completely not in there.
Way to be
because
positive.
With trapped air. I'm just trying to be, I'm trying to be realistic about it, and maybe I'm just trying to
temper your expectations.
Plan for the worst, hope for the best.
There you go.
So I'm a little concerned. But, when we were pouring the thing, if anybody's ever dealt with resin, I've never dealt with resin. The quickest thing that I've ever dealt with that hardens quickly, and we talked about it, was JB Weld. And I can do that, and it's probably like 6 to 10 minutes. It gets hard. But I don't think it heats like this. So we mixed this resin, and you have 3 minutes to fill the mold with the resin before it starts to cure. Well, even harden almost. Even harden.
Yeah.
So I'm holding the thing that we poured into it, and it's starting to burn my hand. It's getting so hot. So within probably 2 minutes of mixing the two agents together, it started to get hot and rock hard. I've never worked with anything like that. I was not expecting it to heat up like that.
I've played with fiberglass resin, which usually kicks in 10 to 15. I've mixed it hotter or colder, depending on how long I wanted to work with. I've worked with plaster too, which that'll get pretty warm after 15 minutes or so. But yeah, this is by far the quickest kicking stuff I've ever played with.
Yeah, and then when you mentioned that maybe this and the
silicone rubber
mixed together will cause some type of explosion, it actually came into my mind maybe it might.
I won't.
I'll set the cup down.
Was that why you were hiding behind the equipment?
Just playing it safe. I've never experienced anything like that. Been around body filler and, like I said, JB Weld. When you're a mechanic, you live off JB Weld. I don't think JB Weld creates that kind of heat.
It's a pretty severe reaction.
I don't know. I guess I never touched it.
Fiberglass gets that warm. Plaster is not quite. JB Weld, I've mixed it, but
I've never touched it.
I always
with
mix
my
such
hand.
small amounts that you never had enough to hold in a cup.
Right. Or even touched it as it's hardening. I never.
It has to get at least a little warm though. Anything that has a 2-part catalyst, it's got to get warm because that's how it cures.
Right. It's been an experience. I have a feeling we're going to be doing this whole process again.
Nah.
I think so. I don't want you to just be like, and this is exactly what you do. This is exactly what you do when we make a film or when we do anything. You're like, that's good enough. I feel like we've gone this far now that's good enough isn't going to work for me.
Yeah, but see, let's go back. Let's go to last Halloween. My proton pack.
Right.
I had to call that as good enough because it was 3 a.m. the day before Halloween. And eventually I'm like, okay, that's good enough. And not a single person was like, oh, you're missing this detail because I just went so far above and beyond that the average person was like, oh, yeah, it's the exact replica. Well, it was off, but no one knew.
Right. The two things that make the resin, the two ingredients.
Part A, Part B.
Part A, Part B. How much were those 2 giant cans of that?
They come together.
Of course. I mean, you don't want one without the other.
I think it was $86.
Okay.
Which I was surprised, and I was afraid I'd use a lot of it up, but I used hardly any. I mean, I can make a lot more with what I've got.
8 ounces to use that to fill that thing, and we mixed 12 just in case
because it was leaking like crazy when
it was leaking out of the side. Yeah, you could probably just made 10, and each one of those things is what, like a gallon?
Yeah, they look like each are a gallon.
Yeah, so you're talking about 2 gallons. So you have 2 gallons of this stuff.
Yeah,
we used 8 ounces.
The problem is it has a shelf life.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know how long, but it does go bad.
Well, that's fine. What I'm thinking is, if the mold holds up, I will pay you for a portion of it, because I want to make some of the daggers. So
you know what? With as little as I use, I'll be making a lot of daggers as soon as they come out.
Processing
daggers everywhere. Halloween gifts? Yeah, you get a dagger.
Just give it for everybody. Hand them out at the door. Daggers for everyone. No, we've got to make molds of something else. I mean, at the extreme least, I think we should mold the lightsaber thing your lightsabers.
My only issue with that is I didn't create any of those pieces. I assembled them, but they're not really mine to reproduce.
They're just plumbing pieces.
Yeah, but
that you put it together and made your own.
Yeah, just because I assembled it.
Yeah, but I don't plan on selling these, but I would like 2 for my own personal use.
Yeah, but see if you factor in the cost of the material, the rubber and the resin, why would you not just buy the parts from the plumbing aisle?
Yeah,
I spent what, $15 on that?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah,
we spent a lot more than that than what we've played with here. Well, I take that back though. I mean, what, $86 for resin? We used hardly any. So
you didn't even use a tenth. You didn't even use a tenth of it.
Yeah, we may have maybe $10 at best in resin. That's being on the high side.
Oh, there's no way in resin.
Yeah,
a gallon is 128 ounces.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So you have 256 ounces of.
Oh wow, so we're like what, $4 in there. That's not bad.
4? We used 8 ounces?
$4 worth.
I don't think we used that much.
I don't know. It's late, man. I can't be doing math tonight.
256 divided by 8. Well, we'll say 12 because we used 12. But if you use 10 into 256, that's $2.56.
That's not bad.
No, that's not bad. No. So yes, I will give you $5 for every dagger I get, because I know that I think they'll look really good with our Halloween costumes.
Oh, yeah.
And it'll save me so much time from making their weapons, which we planned on doing. So that'll help me immensely.
I'm curious though, because I tinted it black just to see, but if you didn't tint it black, it should be somewhat clear. This resin is specifically made to tint different colors, because you can get all kinds of different colors.
Right.
But I don't know if it, because the part B is a little bit yellow. I don't know if it'd kind of be a little amber opaque, but it'd be interesting to do the resin without any tint.
I so badly want to rip it open, and I know that it said 10 minutes to wait, and we decided to wait 30. We're 20 minutes in, and I just want to rip it open and see what it looks like.
You got all the time in the world.
I just want to see.
I wanted to back up though, because I was thinking this week, I know what you and your kids are going to be for Halloween. How did you get to that point? How did you pick to be, the
NWA?
Yeah, from the movie Hot Fuzz.
We just like to be something scary every year. So, last year it wasn't super scary, but we did like Casey Jones from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. My daughter was Karai from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Karai it's in the cartoon, the modern cartoon.
What animal is Karai?
No, she's a person. She is Splinter's daughter. Splinter's daughter.
How does that work?
Splinter was a human before he was a rat. Yes, he was in
the cartoon.
He was a human being.
Normal human being.
Yes.
This is news to me.
And his brother is Shredder.
Wow.
Splinter's family adopted Shredder. They grew up as brothers.
So how did he get to be a rat? Because didn't he have small
was mutated.
Rat? Was he a very small man?
He was mutated. No, he was a large man. But he was mutated. No, he's not a small rat. He's a human-sized rat.
Oh,
so he's himself is same size, but rat.
My basis is the original cartoon and the movie. And in the movie,
he was just in
the movie, he was Shredder's pet rat.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Or no. He was somebody else. He was somebody else's pet rat, and Shredder killed his master. This is the part in the movie. I love this part. They show him in the cage practicing kung fu as a rat before he mutated. The movie's awesome. But in the cartoon, I want to say he was just a mutated rat, that he was never human.
No, he was human in the modern day cartoon.
Well, they're going a little too far with that. That's completely unrealistic.
This one makes more sense to me. So he was with a woman. They had a daughter. I think they were married. I'm not sure. But Splinter did not want to leave, and his real name is Yoshi. did not want to leave Japan, did not want to leave his father's, I don't want to say dojo, but yeah, he didn't want to leave his father's
Gym.
Right. He didn't want to leave his father's clan.
There you go.
And his wife did. And Shredder was trying to take Splinter's wife away from him and move to like America and take the baby. But she finally decided to stay with them. She gets killed as they fight. So then baby cry, Shredder picks her up, takes her away, and then Splinter doesn't know where he is and where the baby is. And then eventually they meet up as she's a teenager and she finds out that Splinter's her actual father, not Shredder.
So I'm still a little hung up on this Splinter transmorphication. So does he stumble into some, I mean, is it, in the movie it was ooze. It's ooze in the...
Mutagen.
And so he stumbles in it, and I mean, did he and a rat walk into it at the same time, like the movie The Fly? I mean, why a rat? Because the turtles, the Ninja Turtles,
they were
in the cartoon, they were turtles. So I'm confused about how
They
Splinter goes from a
explain it
normal human being to a mini little smaller rat.
It had to do... Well, I don't know. They did explain it, but I just don't remember. I don't remember. If my kids were here, they'd be able to tell you they'd give you the whole rundown. But the way that this cartoon works is you go from a human to being mutated into your human self, but into also an animal. That's a lot like you.
What do they call that in Harry Potter? Not your spirit animal, but something like that.
Essentially, that's what happens. So, I mean, the new cartoon is amazing. I mean, I like watching it, and it's really graphically done well. The only thing I don't like are the voices. They're all voiced by famous people, like Sean Astin does a voice, Seth Green does a voice. Why did you just get regular people to do this? Why are we taking jobs away from them? You're already actors. You make millions already. Give someone else a try, That's how I always feel whenever I see a Disney movie and I'm like, and it's a cast of characters like does George Clooney need the extra $100,000?
Well, let's be clear. They're not really voice actors. When we've watched that voice actor video,
Right.
I mean, voice actors, they bring a certain skill to the table that
Right.
your typical actor doesn't have because they don't need it.
That bothers me. That's the only thing that really bothers me about the show is that they get famous people to do the voices, which is ridiculous. The way we got to I just wanted something scary. We did Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Karai is kind of scary. She's like a ninja.
Her dad's a rat. I mean, that's scary.
Right. And she was raised by Shredder. So yeah. So she's
checking all the boxes on that one.
So she's kind of mean looking. And the youngest wanted to be a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. So I just did him as a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. It's nothing scary about him. But then Casey, I did Casey and then took him a step further to scary. So they just always want to be something scary. And it's hard to find children's things and make them scary. I just thought something easy would be to do the black robes with the black hoods and do blackout faces or some type of painted mask to make them look scary.
When were you watching the movie and were you inspired, or were you just trying to rack your brain for something that...
Trying to rack my brain for something that fit. Now, of course, I brought that mask home that we traded. I traded you one, you gave me the other one. I brought that mask home, and it looks... My son saw it, and he was like, this looks just like Kylo Ren, which is the new guy from Star Wars. Yes. So he already has the lightsaber for that guy, and now he wants me to do that mask and make some modifications to it to make him Kylo Ren. So I don't know what to do now. The rest of us are going to be NWA. He's going to be Jedi. Well, not even Jedi. Bad guy.
He could kind of cross him. Jedi in the NWA.
But the thing is, we're supposed to wear these costumes for other things other than this, and he can't go as a Star Wars character. So
what else are you wearing them for?
This is what I wanted to borrow some of the suit for. Is a Renaissance Fair. It's a time traveling day at the Renaissance Fair.
Where's this Renaissance Fair?
It's far. It's like 2.5 hours away.
Are you going just for the fun, or?
Yeah, just for the fun. Yeah, it's something I always like doing. So I thought it would be fun to bring the kids along. And for time travel day, I wanted to borrow some of your things, not everything. And then I wanted to carry an M16 with it, kind of step it up a little, make it nightish, but Assassin's Creed-ish / Walking Dead-ish.
Okay.
So,
how big of an event is this?
It's huge.
Really?
Yeah. You want to go?
My interest is piqued. Is it in October? I guess it's November, right?
No, it runs for like 2 months.
Holy cow.
It runs for weekends for 2 months. You can't go the same weekend I go, though, because I'm borrowing. So you're
you can have all that stuff.
Why? Would you go with something else? You'd want to go as the night.
I might see if I could adapt my Halloween costume.
Really?
I'd have to see I don't know what the rules are on this.
There's no rules.
Well, you said it's, what was it? It's medieval time travel.
It's a Renaissance Fair. The one in November, I think it's November, second weekend in November, is time travel weekend.
Oh, each weekend's different?
No, most of them are pretty much Renaissance Fair. but this one just happens to be the time travel one. I had some friends that wanted to go, and they were like, we're going to go that weekend. Do you want to go? I said, yeah, okay. Let me see what I can scrounge up. So I was going to kind of use half of yours costume, half of my costume, and kind of just blend them together.
Yeah, I'm curious. I'd like to see if I could read more of what they want somebody to dress up as. But yeah, I would adapt my Halloween costume.
They have costume contests. I think the night contest could that could probably win, but I think they also expect you to be a character as well. It's more of a character contest than a costume contest.
Like what kind of character? From like media?
What do you mean?
Like video games, movies, TV, or
No. Like you have to actually
you create a character,
right, and be that character the whole time. Which I got to tell you, I have zero interest in doing
cosplay.
that. Yeah, it might be something I'd be interested in doing if I didn't have the kids. But it's hard to be like, I am so. Could you be quiet for one? I sound like I have Tourette's. You know what I mean? I am so Eric. I told you I'll get you a pretzel in a second. And then
Personality disorder.
Right. It just wouldn't work. So with 3 kids running around, I just figured I would take some of that costume, adapt it with some of mine, and just have some fun with it. Because, the M16 with it is like, it's perfect.
Yeah, I'm curious about this. Because I'm always trying to figure out, because I make these costumes. I spend a lot of money on these costumes.
Right.
And I usually wear them a couple hours.
Right.
Actually, I wear it a full day on Halloween. See, I'm always like, all right, what else can I go to that? Because I've looked at these Comic-Con type events.
Right.
But there's nothing nearby. And
because I would totally go with you.
Yeah.
I wanted to go to Comic-Con.
I'm sure Charlotte probably has something. Probably Raleigh.
This is like it's the one. It's a major.
Is it
big
in North
one.
Carolina?
Yeah, and they have they have so many different things. They have falcons there, and I mean it's just crazy what they put on. The people that were showing me, they showed me a bunch of pictures from it last year, and it looked incredible. And they go as like fantasy characters, like elves and stuff like
Tolkien type stuff.
Right, and they're huge Tolkien fans. So, but I think it's this Carolina Renaissance Festival that might be it. But the time travel one is really the one that interests me the most, just because I can upgrade the weapons. I figured I wouldn't go with the helmet. I wanted to do like Assassin's Creed type hood with the Templar thing that you have and gun. I mean, why not? And the kids were going to go as my death. I brought death with me. So they were going to wear all black and they're with me.
There you go.
That's part of the reason why I went with that. So do we want to go check on this? You ready to rip it open? Because it's 11 o'clock.
Well, you were talking about you wanted to follow up on our topic, which I don't know if this will be a previous episode or a future episode, depending on when this bonus episode airs, but the energy fuels desire or desire fuels energy.
I don't know that I can speak as coherently as I'd like to on it at 11 o'clock on a Friday.
Let's hear some gibberish. Yeah, I want to get some energy and desire. Yeah. Go, yeah.
Okay, so this place is in Huntersville, North Carolina. So near Kannapolis. I have no idea where that is.
Yeah, it doesn't tell me anything.
I think that's where Dale Earnhardt's from. You saw the movie?
Yeah,
you saw
a number
3
of years ago.
Dude, it's 11 o'clock. Let's rip this thing open.
All right, this has been our bonus episode.
Oh, no. It's not over. We're going to come back and say what happened.
We're going to take an intermission in our bonus episode, and we will be back.
We'll be back.
Either laughing or in tears.
Okay.
We are back.
So we just
cracked open the mold
and pulled out the dagger, and why don't you go?
It's not perfect, but it looks very much like the original object. A few air bubble problems where when we cut the mold, we did not cut both sides, we only cut one side. We're going to have to make a few, maybe just small relief cuts, because there were a few air bubble problems, and with an air channel on some of the undercuts, that should solve that.
And I think if we pour it slower.
Yeah. Not much slower, just a little bit slower, but yeah.
Definitely slower, yeah. Just give it the air time to get out of there before we trap it, because we definitely trapped it in a couple of spots. Overall, I think it's amazing.
It's a lot more rubbery than I thought it would be. I thought it'd be a little bit more solid.
Yeah.
Then again, it is very long, very thin, so
right. And I don't know exactly what you got. That's why I was looking at them, but it doesn't really say what it is. Because when I picture resin's never rubbery. When I picture resin, I think it's it's solid. So I wasn't.
I don't know. I would think even like you take an aluminum sheet, you get it long enough, it starts to flex.
Right. I agree. Yeah.
I think they have a few different options for resin from this smooth on place, which is very good stuff. And this one is clear, so that it tints better.
Right.
And really, that's in essence the only difference.
It looks good. Other than the air issues, there's that coloration issue, which we're not sure if it's from the release agent or I don't know what else it could be.
Yeah, the dagger is black. Black tint was added to the resin, and it is smooth on 325. And there's a little bit of discoloration throughout the dagger. And I'm guessing it may just be the mold release. I mean, I didn't do the best job trying to make it even.
All right.
I think, if I try hard to get it just a thin, even coat, I'd be curious to see what happens next.
Yeah.
But I think it's definitely a good first pull.
I agree. So,
And so I think, create a few air channels for these air issues we had. I think that's going to help solve some problems. And I'm excited to see the next pull.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what happens on the next one. Ward wants to go ahead and kind of fix the one that's already come out, but I think we should leave it, use it as a comparison. Hopefully, as we do each one, it gets better.
Yeah, and if I could save time and trouble from trying to fix this one and just have a good pull, why not?
Yeah, definitely. Plus, it's the first thing that you've ever made a mold of in cast. So, I mean, it's, even though it had a couple little issues, that's you hold on to that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So, no, don't change
Unless somebody's willing to buy it, then I'll sell it.
My sentiment's worth about $50. So I think it'll wrap it up. You have anything else you want to say about it? I mean, I guess we'll pour the other one in a couple days. I mean, or whenever you feel like you've Googled enough information about it to
do a little bit of research and see.
Yeah, I figured that.
Because I'm surprised it's a little rubbery, but again, being long and thin, that may be the reason why.
You think maybe we didn't leave it in the mold long enough?
No, I mean, it's fully cured.
Yeah, I thought so too.
I don't think it's going to get any more solid.
I don't think it was going to get any harder than that.
And if it is going to get more solid, I'll notice it in the morning, so I'll check it and see, but I think it's fully cured.
All right.
Well, they said 10-minute demold. We left at 30, so...
Yeah, I read it again. It actually said that the bottle time, or whatever they call it, what do they call it? The time that you have to pour it.
Working time.
They didn't say that. Pot time.
Pot time.
Was 2.5 minutes. That's what that's when I read the thing. I was like, that's 2.5 minutes. After the next pull, we need to...
I think the next pull will just be our next bonus episode.
No, I feel like we should get a good pull and finish this up.
You gotta leave them wanting more. You don't want to give it all away.
Well, I guess that'll wrap it up then. This is Eric signing off from the bonus episode.
And this is Ward. You know how to contact us. Check out other episodes. We'd love to hear from you. And if we can help you make a better mold and cast, that's what we're here for. So stay tuned.
Or if you can help us make
you can help us too.
Please.
Two-way street.